All right, so I'm back here with my Cadillac, and I took off the cover, as you can see here, and right now I am going through the engine. I checked the oil, and the oil is good. I'm gonna put it back in there because I've already taken it out a couple times, and I don't have a rag with me. Normally I would clean it, but it's good. It's overfilled actually, which is great because that means that maybe there's oil touching the bottom. So a little bit of a. Let me step back a little bit here because this this car has been covered since the last rainy season, and some water did get in there and some rust did form. So I will have to go through a little bit of maintenance here. When I parked it, the issue that I was having was that the radiator had gotten damaged, and it has a leak around the edges right here. So this is an aftermarket radiator for this. It's supposed to be a bigger unit, and it worked pretty good for a while, but some rust or something got to it, and then it kind of got damaged in one side over here. So it leaks through one of the front, or maybe it was hit by something. So I have to either figure out how to weld that, or I'm just gonna replace it. I mean, they're not expensive. This one was like $200 and something, so it's not cheap, but not super expensive either. And I have some other stuff that I want to do. I didn't really like this metal hose right here. You know, I kind of had this thing. This is awful. I have a temperature sensor here that turns on my electric fan setup down here. Because that's why I bought this, because I replaced the fan clutch, the fan that was driven by the clutch of like the engine itself, in favor of the electric fans, because the electric fans work better when you're going slow. And since this is a cruiser, usually you're not speeding like crazy. You're going around town with it, and when you're idling, this thing likes to heat up. And the fan clutch, at least the one I had on there, was just not doing the job. You know, it was causing the car to run too hot. Anyway, so my goal today is to try to start it up, move it around a little bit, put some air in the tires, then clean it up, and see how it goes. So right now, I took off the air cleaner, which has some rust on it, and so that's going to be replaced at some point. And yeah, I'm going to start going around this, put a battery that I charged on it, lubricate some of the mechanisms here. It looks fine, but I'm going to lubricate it, spray some starting fluid in there, and see if it cranks. I'm going to disconnect this so that it actually doesn't turn on. It actually just rotates and gets some oil through the system here a little bit, and we'll go from there. Hopefully it'll just start right up. All right, so I went ahead and unplugged the coil so there's no spark and the car doesn't actually start up. I also went ahead and lubricated all the mechanism here, so it's nice and loose. And I plugged in a battery, the old battery from 2018. I am not sure if that's even gonna have any power in it, even though I charged it a couple times. Maybe it'll have enough to crank it over, but we'll see right now. I'm gonna crank it, get some oil pressure building. Let me see if it actually turns over. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, that sounds pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna plug in the spark and see what happens. All right, let's see. I just plugged in the spark, see if it turns on. All right, let me spray it with some fuel. All right, so I got some of this starting fluid. I'm gonna put it inside of the carburetor here, see what happens. Okay, hopefully that doesn't drown it. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that's good. Sounds good. from it for a bit, let it warm up. I think the belts I probably have to change because they're probably a little bit old. Turn it off a little bit. Let me see if there's any water in the radiator. Come on. Life's so hard. Okay, that's locked. All right, and there's nothing in there. Well, let me start it up again and see what's in there. Starts right up. That's a good sign. Well, it looks a little bit milky, so that's not a good sign. Let me turn it off a little bit. Let me turn it off. I'm gonna check the oil really quick. All right, the oil does not look milky. That's a good sign. But the coolant did look a little bit frothy and milky. No, it looks fine in my hand. Maybe it's just it has been sitting for a long time, so we'll see. I'm gonna have to drain all the coolant out. That's not a big deal. But car starts up. Now I'm gonna clean it and then take it for a little drive around the block. All right, it's the next day, and here's an update of what I've done. I went ahead and went to the store and bought some coolant, some seafoam to stabilize the fuel in the tank, and I've used some cleaning products, and I've gone ahead and filled up the radiator with some coolant. I went ahead and added some power steering fluid because it was completely empty, and that was like the whining noise that you heard before. And went ahead and gave it a nice wash. As you can see, it's a lot nicer outside, and now I'm working on the inside. This is already a little bit clean. I already did one pass here. I'm working on the passenger side now, and then the rear. So just gonna go through this and clean it up. I actually have a brand new dash that I got locally, and I have a new carpet in a box still, and I have a lot of things that I haven't installed, so it's definitely going to be a process.